Race fans, the words we're all waiting to hear, to be delivered by Senator Bill Frist.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
So the 43 cars of the NASCAR Busch Series roar to life at Bristol Motor Speedway with Kyle Busch on the pole, and 250 of the most exciting, dramatic, and maybe even dangerous laps of the season just ahead. Here's the starting grid for tonight's NASCAR Busch Series race. Kyle Busch doing the triple, finished 5th in the Truck Series race here on Wednesday, on the pole here tonight. And of course, we'll run the Nextel Cup race here tomorrow night next to championship leader Martin Truex Jr. Ryan Newman and Greg Biffle are in row 2. Then Paul Menard and Dale Earnhardt Jr. in row 3.
As you can see, Kyle Busch has lots of fast race cars chasing him. Carl Edwards, Casey Kane, these guys are not slouches. Jason Keller, Jeff Green, Kenny Wallace, and Sterling Marlin in 12th position.
Seems like the guys on the inside are smiling a little bit more than the guys on the outside. That's where you want to be here, especially at the start of the race. Down on the bottom, you get up on the top like these guys, Boyer and Hamlin and Strimmy. It's tough to get to the bottom.
Strimmy started in 18th. Before he gets to the bottom, he may be 28th.
Stacey Compton's in row 10, along with Kevin Harvick, Ashton Lewis Jr., and Bobby Labonte line up in row 11. Then Jason Leffler and Jamie McMurray break from row 12.
Two good cars back in row 12. 13th, Todd Bodine, Tony Raines. There's Todd Bodine's teammate, Randy LaJoie, on the inside of row 14. Joel Kaufman, his first race at Bristol. What an experience this is going to be for a 19-year-old.
It'll be an eye-opener. J.J. Yaley, Kevin Hamlin, row 15.
Mike Wallace and Clay Rogers in row 16. In row 17, Mark Green and Stanton Barrett. Curtis Davis and David Green share row 18 tonight.
All right, 19, Derek Cope, Regan Smith, Jay Sauter, Justin Labonte, John Wood, and Reed Sorensen, 42nd.
Sorensen again third in the championship standings. Steve Grissom, former series champion, starts 43rd. A lot of guys came here, 53 cars. There are the guys that failed to qualify. Mark Green, Reed Sorensen, Jeff Green, Michael Waltrip all have to drop to the rear of the field. The cars roll off of pit road here at Bristol. Take a look at the championship standings in the NASCAR Busch Series after 25 of 35 races. Truex by 204 over Clint Boyer. He's got some work to do. Reed Sorensen has to turn this into a positive, has to pick up some points, has to pick up his team after what happened here today. Then Carl Edwards and a very confident Kenny Wallace in the top 5. Denny Hamlin, Paul Menard, David Green, David Strimmy, and Ashton Lewis currently hanging on to the 10th spot in the Busch Series championship standings. The cars are on the track. Final stories from pit road. Let's start with Marty.
Bill talked to Ryan Newman just moments ago, and he told me, there was one thing he would have changed setup-wise before qualifying, and he feels like they could have sat on the pole tonight. As it is, Ryan will start third, going for his third straight Busch Series win. The last man to do that, Dale Earnhardt Jr. back in 1999. Newman told me this brand new car can make it to victory lane tonight. Dave?
Last week at Michigan, Marty, Greg Biffle had a very good race car, but it was only good enough to run second to Ryan Newman. I asked crew chief Newt Moore how good their car was tonight, and you can sense in his voice he remembered last week when he told me good enough to win. Matt?
Paul Menard continues to improve and impress, and tonight he's hoping to do something that his teammate Martin Truex has done here at Bristol in the past. Go to victory lane for the very first time. He rolls off in a great starting spot, 5th, and really when you look at their roll, he has such momentum on his side. Last 10 races, 9 top 10 finishes. His worst finish during that span, a 12th at Pikes Peak. Tonight, the big key, he said, is survival, Alan.
Well, Clint Boyer is second in the NASCAR Busch Series Championship starting tonight's race. Problem is, he has lost 134 points to the point leader Martin Truex over the last 3 races. I talked to Clint a moment ago. He said his goals for the night, keep the fenders clean all night and gain some points. He starts 14th.
All right, the signal being given to the teams, the cars. Couple more laps. Green flag. And those guys on the outside, Wally, you just have to feel sorry for them. Truex, Biffle, all those guys, we get down to turn 1, they just can't go in there at any kind of speed.
And when you're on the inside, you know that, and you've got to stay on the guy's bumper, because if you just slip up one little bit and you leave a hole, somebody's going to come down in front of you. So yeah, these guys are going to be glued to each other down on the bottom.
Alan, update on car 99.
Yeah, just an update, Phil. It was not the fire extinguisher model in Michael Waltrip's car that went off. These teams plug in a heater into the oil tank to warm the liquids before the race. The cover came off the oil tank while the oil was being heated. It filled the car with smoke. They mistook that for the fire bottle. NASCAR allowed the team to clean it up and check the oil in the car, but that's an unimproved adjustment. And at an impound race, that means Michael will have to go to the back.
Wow. Michael Waltrip drops to the rear of the field. The field gets 1 to go, and we welcome in defending series champion Kurt Busch. How are you?
Good evening, gentlemen. Doing all right.
Who's that guy on the pole?
That's my little brother. I won't call him Shrub anymore. Oh, I just did.
So you're going to be objective now. If he makes a mistake, you're going to say,
oh, of course.
Brother, you did.
Of course. Yeah, we can't be biased.
Okay, good.
Got to give the exact information and how it happens. But I thought Wally was in a car tonight. Usually there's an open slot up here.
There is an open slot. You just weave your way right in there, pal. Anytime the reigning champ stops by, there's always a spot for you.
Well, thanks, guys.
You'd want to be on the inside here, right?
Definitely want to be on the inside, but if you have the chance on the outside, restarts, that's when you can make up some spots. So here we go. We'll see how it shakes up.
Okay, 43 cars on a high bank half mile. A lot of guys with a lot of experience in this field and a lot of guys with not much experience in this field. We'll see what happens. The Busch Series from Bristol, live on TNT. Truex got a hole.
And Truex tried to get that jump on Kyle on the start. He laid back, and he drove on the outside of him down through 1 and 2, but he just couldn't get the grip off 2 to get by Kyle.
Kyle got a great start.
Yeah, it seemed like an orderly fashion on the start, and then Truex just missed the groove. The outside groove won't work in until about halfway through the race.
Well, they got single file in a hurry.
They sure did.
Now, all the practice, everything that's been done on this racetrack was here, right on the bottom of the speedway. Now, when these fast cars start catching slower cars and putting them a lap down, they have no choice but to move up. That's when we'll see that groove widen out. Todd Bodine in that blue 34 car.
Yeah, you guys have to keep track of the cars for me. These guys switch around every week. It's hard to keep up with the paint schemes.
I have this list in my hand.
That red 19 is Bobby Labonte.
Is it?
And that 84 is Randy LaJoie, teammate of the 34 car that's Todd Bodine this week that LaJoie normally drives.
Hey, wait, I know one. That's McMurray in the 64.
You got it.
All right. And then that's Harvick, right, in the 21?
That's him.
Very good. He's usually pretty quick here at Bristol.
He's on board with Stacy Compton as he watches Kevin Harvick go down in turn 3.
It's like Truex is trying him. Ryan Newman right there in the 39 car. Truex wants by.
How long are you patient here, Kurt?
Well, if you got a guy like Newman in front of you, you know he's going to run as hard as he can run. And Truex is right there on top of the 39. And then the 66 just about lost it.
Man, he just about crashed.
Greg Biffle.
And he's looking ahead at Truex trying to get a run on the 39. So you have to drive through the guy's windshield in front of you. And if there's nobody really pressuring you from behind, Truex should wait a while on Newman.
I'll tell you what, these guys are in traffic already.
Yep.
Kyle Busch is coming up on the back of the field right now, and now it's a matter of getting through traffic.
66 car looks a little unstable out there. There's the leader. Kyle Busch started on the pole. And as Wally mentioned, is coming up on the tail end of the field and will find himself in lap traffic basically on this lap.
Amazing how quick the laps flick off here. 10 laps in, you're out of traffic.
Ryan Newman in the 39, Martin Truex Jr. in the 8.
And when you're in the 8 like Truex, you're just trying to worry the guy in front of you. You know he's looking in the mirror. You know Ryan's looking in the mirror. You're just hoping he slips up just a little bit so you can get that bottom, get underneath him.
Matt Yoakum.
And Bill, just in case he slips up and Truex makes a move and gets by him, his spotter's been telling him how many cars are
trained here, it happens in a hurry.
It does, and that's exactly right. From the spotter telling him that there's a cushion behind him. So just let the 8 by, get back in line, and be about your business. You only lose one spot. That's what you have to look. You have to look ahead, and you definitely have to look behind.
We talk about freight training. We're talking about someone getting on the inside of you, moving up on the outside. If there's a string of cars on the inside, you almost never get back in line.
Especially at the beginning of a race at Bristol. You get freight train quick.
How about that camera?
That's a great camera shot right there.
The front bumper of Michael Waltrip. And we're going to use this now because, you know, you're not really sure how long this camera is going to be with us tonight.
Get your use out of it now.
58 car is Regan Smith.
He was excited.
It's back 34th, 35th position.
You can see how much these cars move around on this racetrack by this camera.
Michael Waltrip had to start at the rear of the field, and he's worked his way up to 35th. Regan Smith, not a lot of experience. So Michael looking to get around him some way or somehow at some point.
And there's not much he can do now except follow.
Because there's cars in front of Regan.
Right.
He's held up. Exactly. That's where you just can't get too much of a hurry going on and let it hurt yourself.
The problem, as they race, the leader had that clear racetrack is coming up behind these guys. Reed Sorensen, 41 car, right behind these fellas with nowhere to go.
Reed 42nd on the grid.
But this is where Michael will start getting a little bit more aggressive because now he's got 2 fast cars on his bumper, so he's got to make a move here.
Yep, that's what starts to happen is that once that car, the 58, loses the guys in front of him, then the 99 gets anxious, the 41 gets anxious. Here we go. Got enough? Taking a look.
Oh, there it goes.
And all 3 of them will probably get the spot.
Oh, we got jump right in front of them.
Come on, there you go.
91 car, Clay Rogers, who won the Hooters Cup race here Wednesday, is the first caution.
And you asked how he felt about racing here in the Busch race tonight, BP? He doesn't feel too good about it right now. Our first caution at Bristol. "25 laps complete. Kyle Busch, Ryan Newman, Martin Truex Jr., Dale Earnhardt Jr., Greg Biffle, the top 5. We're under green at Bristol. Regan Smith was too fast on pit road. Restarts at the tail end of the field.
Earnhardt Jr. right up on the backs of Truex there in the 8 car and the 81.
2 cars owned by the same company, Dale Earnhardt Incorporated.
I talked to Junior a couple years ago about that orange color. I think that's his favorite color to put on a race car. It looks pretty flashy. What do you think? It's not fluorescent. It's not red. It's kind of a day glow. Yeah. It's a nice orange.
Truex continues to follow that 39 car, Ryan Newman. Dave Burns on car 8-1.
8-1 was talking on the radio during that last break, and he said, you know what, I'm just kind of riding. I think I'm better than these guys. Maybe just a little bit loose, but just kind of riding right now.
Truex wants to go.
Yeah, he really does.
Alan?
Hey, you guys were talking about Greg Biffle earlier. The reason Greg Biffle's crew doesn't have a lot of information on how his car's handling, they're having a radio problem. Somebody on their channel's got a headset hung open. They've just switched to their alternate radio frequency. Greg is fifth. Marty?
Alan Paul Menard runs in the 6th position. He has 9 straight finishes of 12th or better, but this is the one race that worries him. He told me it's almost like a restriction plate race out there. When someone else makes a mistake, you can easily get collected in their mess. Matt?
Ryan Newman just came on the radio and said, Dad, how many cars are back there? And he wanted what we talked about earlier, to know the cushion between the cars behind him, because he feels like the 8 and 81, Dave, are better than he is at the moment.
The 8 car, Martin Truex, thinks that he's better than the 39. That's what they talked about during the break, and he said he was just being patient. We'll see how long he's patient behind the 39. The crew reminded him 39's hard to get by.
Is he ever? When you race against Ryan Newman in Nextel Cup, he is difficult to pass. class, isn't he, Kurt?
Yeah, he's got that rapport built with the other drivers. He's a qualifier beyond anybody's expectations of qualifying. He just does it better than anybody. And so that gives him great track position. As Truex works underneath him, he'll slide back in line. He'll lose that one spot, but Dale Jr. now saw that he's now vulnerable, and he'll look for some more positions. But Newman, he can qualify. That always gives him track position, but as of late, his race setups haven't been that spectacular. He's been fading, and you have to fade gracefully.
Oh, caution coming out of turn 2. Randy LaJoie is around. There's the
Jason Leffler in the
Jason
32
Leffler's
car.
there.
Is that the 47? I think the 47 car, John Wood, also involved.
It's Todd Bodine in the 34, Randy LaJoie in the 84.
Yep, got a touch there. 32 car. Leffler just got into the back of Randy LaJoie.
Oh, Bobby Labonte just got through it.
Yeah, this could have been a lot worse.
It could have, definitely. And the car in front of 84, is that...
That's Todd.
Todd Bodine?
Yep.
It looked like the blue car in front of Todd was holding him up, and then everybody got too anxious.
Well, these guys have done a good job avoiding traffic. John Wood is in it in that 47 car. Caution number 2 at Bristol after 36 laps. Kyle Busch leads Martin Truex. And here we go again. Wow, good start for Kyle.
Kyle has been on these starts and restarts tonight.
Yeah, tell him everything you know.
Yeah.
Distance on Truex now. Truex had to stay on the outside to pass those cars.
Yep. Got bottled up in that lap traffic, and the longer this race goes, the more of that there's going to be.
That red 40 car was Sterling Marlin. He made a pit stop and was lapped on the earlier caution flag. Oh.
Now, it is hard to be patient when you're coming up on a slower car right now, and you're running well here, top 5, top 10. You don't want to stay behind a guy too long.
Somebody getting ready to start knocking on your back door there, too.
Yeah, sure. I think the 40 car's got fresh tires, so he's going to be that much tougher to pass. And he's holding out for the lucky dog position.
So fresh tires are a little bit better than used tires?
If they've got about 15 laps on them, definitely. Right now, we've got 46 laps down. So the leaders have over 40 laps on their tires. Not all of them are under green, though. But still, I think even if you're a lap car, you still can have a little bit of an upper hand.
Kurt, how long do you think they'll stay out, the leaders, before they come get? They have 5 sets of tires for the day, basically 3 new sets for this race.
And that's probably what you'll do. Divide the race up into thirds or even fourths, because you got the fresh set to start the race. I would say right around lap 100, 110. That's definitely when you have to come in and get tires. If there's a caution between now and that segment, you'll see some guys hit pit road.
But once somebody gets those tires after lap 100 or so, somebody might try.
Somebody might try to go the rest of the way and use that track position.
But with this new tire, it seems as if, though, tires can help you gain back some of those positions at the end. It just matters how many guys stay out for those 2 tires or stretch those sets of tires. If everybody comes in on the same sequence, then you're going to see a great battle. But if 10 guys stay out on those old tires or 2 tires, those guys with 4 tires, it takes them a long time to get to the front.
Clint Boyer in the 2 car.
Currently back in the 16th position.
Chasing David Stremme and Stacy Compton.
Already in traffic again.
Once they're single file, they spread out quick.
Yeah.
So Kyle Busch continues to lead. 51 laps are complete. When we come back, we will take you through the field at Bristol. Back here at Bristol, the 41 car. Reed Sorensen has gone around, and now the caution comes out.
You know, I thought that the caution flag was not going to come out, and I said, man, that's going to be a tough break. But then he couldn't get the car started, and while he was fumbling, the caution flag came out.
Or chose not to get the car started.
Well, I didn't want to throw him right under the bus. He's already been thrown
It's a
under the
possibility.
Usually a guy like that's just scrambling for the switches. Come on, refire. You get help?
I think that Denny Hamlin in the 20 car helped him a little bit going in turn 3.
third caution of the evening. On board with Michael Waltrip.
So we're going to let it pan check.
Oh, there's trouble.
Missed it, Bob.
Attaboy. Yes. But he was lucky. Reed Sorensen, 41, the fact that he did not get hit while he was spinning around up in 3 by Michael Waltrip or some of those other cars.
Well, that's the only good thing that's happened to him today.
It's true.
I was watching Sterling there, and I don't think Sterling got the lucky dog because I think Kyle just passed him.
Steve Grissom.
Steve Grissom.
Pit road is closed.
Is it closed? Oh, the leader's in. And the pits aren't open, or are they? I'm looking at a red light over there.
Red light.
Yeah. Did you teach him that
The
too?
pits are
no,
closed.
I didn't teach him that. Okay.
So the leader.
It looked like Dale Jr. pits as well. Bernard is in. Kyle didn't. Yeah.
Well, they follow the leader.
Yeah, that's right.
They followed the leader.
Oh.
Are the pits closed? Oh, they opened them.
Go ahead, Alan.
The team has no idea that that red light and red flag are still out over there. They have the interim crew chief on the box tonight, Chad Walters. Their regular crew chief, Jim Long, is back in the shop in Charlotte with this driver development program sharing these cars. They needed to get some things built to go to California this week. 4 tires, a wedge and air pressure adjustment for Kyle Busch, but this is going to turn out to be a big mistake.
Same for the 81 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. and the 11 of Paul Menard. Now, Dave Burns.
And the 8 car will now pit as the pits open. That is Martin Truex Jr. They're going to make a 4-tire change for Martin. Slight air pressure adjustment on the car. Not sure what for at this point. Martin running very well, just biding his time with these leaders.
Matt?
Ryan Newman just pulls to a stop. They're going to make a wedge adjustment. He's just been trying to hang on to that race car. In fact, Roy McCauley apologized at one point, says, I know that car is wicked loose. We just need the caution. This is the chance they needed to also make that air pressure adjustment. Tighten him up. The 8's going by. A little bit of trouble in the left rear, and he is away.
Yeah, long stop there, Matt.
Not as much trouble as he's in.
I know.
I mean, there is a penalty for pitting too soon. The pits have to be open, and the penalty is you got to start at the end of the longest line.
And that's a long line at Bristol. We'll sort it out when we come back. And the bad news now, the red flag is out. And it is raining hard here at Bristol. Now, the forecast was for showers early in the evening and then clearing out. So hopefully they got it right, and these will move through, and we'll be able to go back to green flag racing.
And this racetrack being banked as much as it is, 36 degrees in the turns, banked about 10 degrees on the straightaway. At least all this water is running down, and it should dry quickly.
Fortunately, it's running down into the pit lane.
Yeah.
Boy.
That's a flow.
Here's our Aaron's pit summary. And Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr. Busch pitting too soon. Truex violating the commitment line.
And Ryan Newman had a good pit stop, but some cars stayed on the racetrack, did not pit. That's one reason he's back in 11th, although I think he did lose a couple of spots on that pit stop.
David Stremme is scored as the race leader, followed by Jamie McMurray, Denny Hamlin, Michael Waltrip, and Todd Bodine, the top 5. Then Jason Leffler, Regan Smith, Bobby Labonte, Stanton Barrett, and Steve Grissom, the top 10. We're told this is a solo rain cell that is moving through the area, and once it gets through, we should be able to get back to green flag racing in the NASCAR Busch Series. So as a driver, Kurt, when you're in the situation that Kyle is in right now, you have to maintain your composure and realize the mission that's ahead of you.
Of course. We went through so much in the chase races last year that took away our shot at a normal race feeling where you come in, you have good pit stops, you go back out, hopefully you run top 10, top 5. Now, this is like a wheel falling off. You have to refocus, get the crew back in order. And it's a shorter race, so you have to move a little bit quicker, but he does have a pretty stout car. He can maneuver and work his way back up to the front.
A wheel fall? Ever had a wheel fall off?
It felt like the train fell off the tracks at one point. It was pretty exciting down there in Miami last year.
At Homestead, the final race of last year, Kurt Busch, actually a wheel fell off his car and he somehow avoided hitting the wall.
And that thing, if it was going to come off, it came off in the most perfect time it could come off.
At speed, I couldn't race out on the banking. It would vibrate so bad it wouldn't even turn. So I came down the access road and running as hard as I could on the access road. It was pushing, it was right on the edge of slipping, and it broke. Last minute shot out there on the racetrack, caught the yellow, and then I was able to change my 4 tires without going a lap down. It was unbelievable.
Okay, pit road is open. Any takers?
There'll be some in the back.
I'm sure there will be.
Everybody's going, are you sure?
Because it wasn't before.
Yeah,
you said
now
it was.
they just opened it up.
It's open this time if you need it.
All right, this pit road is very confusing. On the caution flag, you got to enter here, go down this pit road, around 3 and 4, down this pit road, and exit there. That's the way you got to do it. Now on green flag, if you pit in on the front, you come in here, down the front, and leave. You only go down one pit road. Under the caution flag, you've got to go down both of them.
And there's been some guys that made that mistake too.
Yes.
A guy named Jeff Gordon.
Yep.
Another
Twice.
guy named, yes.
Jeff Gordon did it twice.
Yes, and Mark Martin did it as well. There are 2 different scenarios to hit pit road, one under caution and one under green. Well, I told you guys from the back would come on in. It's Martin Truex Jr. in the 8, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 81. Dave Burns is back there.
Well, the 8 said that they were not going to come in and top off. The 81 said that they were going to come in and top off. They should both be able to make it from here, and they're gone.
Wow. They both can make it from here, Dave? Did you just say that?
I said that based on what other people had been saying. Let me double check that, VP.
I mean, that's 166 laps. They might be able to make it.
Yeah, if some of the
cautions.
Right, exactly right, Dave, depending on how many laps are under caution.
The car that... Hey guys, the car that I was going off of was, let me just make sure, the 6 of Casey Kane believed that they would be able to make it the rest of the way, having fueled up before this caution, or before we got rolling again.
Well, if it was to stay green, it would be tough to do. And if there is a caution, some other guys would pit. But if they, under that scenario, somebody's going to run out when we get close to the end. 1 to go. So the field doubles up.
But Earnhardt Jr. and Truex, they have basically painted themselves into a box by making that mistake on pit road.
Right, exactly right. But they have good cars.
Good race cars.
So we'll see what happens. So Stremme, McMurray, Denny Hamlin, Michael Waltrip, and Tom Bodine will take them to the green flag. Robert Presley is being held for a lap. Ran the paddle on pit road. Pace car goes to pit road. The field comes toward that restart line. Stremme knows where it's at. And we're back on the green at Bristol.
Reed Sorensen there trying to get his lap back. That 41 car right in the 2nd spot there.
He spun to bring out the most recent caution, then the rains came. But we're back under green now. I'll tell you what, these teams have to realize weather is a factor, and they are going to try and get to the front in a hurry. Ryan Newman in that 39 car going for his 3rd straight Busch Series win.
That's a battle for the 8th position. Give it to Newman. Here comes Greg Biffle, 66. Carl Edwards, 60. Now, this is what we talk about when we say freight train. Yes. A classic example. Regan Smith was freight trained by 3 cars.
And there might be more.
Yeah, better make that 4.
Yeah,
better make it 5.
The war's done a restart. Everybody a single file.
McMurray and Denny Hamlin. That's for 2nd. Stremme and McMurray did not stop under the recent caution. How about the 20, Marty?
Well, he had an impressive debut here at Bristol in Aprilville. He started 10th, finished 9th in that race. Earlier made some contact with Reed Sorensen. They talked during the rain delay, said he was sorry about that. The car's been very good. They got off strategy earlier, but the rain and everybody else hitting a little too early got them back on strategy now. One more stop for the 20 car, and they'll be done on pit road for the night. Matt?
Now you're talking about the 64, Jimmy McMurray, who's in the car this weekend. Jeremy Mayfield will be back in the 64. We'll go to Fontana. He says the car good. It gets better and better. They're hoping to pit somewhere around lap 120.
So that'd be a little over about 30 laps from now. On board with Michael Waltrip.
Running in the 4th position.
The camera's lasted longer than I thought it would.
Knock on wood.
Allen.
Hey, Bill, just before the restart, Butch Hilton, Michael Waltrip's crew chief, and Michael had a long back and forth on the radio about what their strategy for the rest of the race might be. They knew that Truex and Earnhardt Jr. were going to top off. They also began counting the number of laps of caution they might need to not pit the rest of the race.
Stan Barrett, the 36 car, it looked like the right front tire went flat going down in turn 3.
And obviously caution is out. Our 4th caution of the race. So Stanton's going to
Stay out. How's the balance?
limp it back.
If anything, we're going to get tight, but we're really...
Some of the crews discussing their strategy. Stanton limps it back to pit road.
Yeah, that was not the voice of Stan Barrett.
No. Let's see what we can see. Go to replay land.
Looks like the right front tire.
Yeah,
something car.
Looked like it broke or went down on it.
Did you see Sorensen pass Strimmy?
Yes.
About that time?
But he's still going to wind up the lucky dog, I believe.
Waiting for confirmation on that. They work on Stanton Barrett's machine.
They got a lot of work to do with that car if he's going to race again tonight.
Yeah. Stremme and McMurray didn't pit. Hamlin, Waltrip, Todd Bodine, Ryan Newman, Biffle, Carl Edwards, Jason Leffler, and Casey Kane basically on a different kind of strategy. Matt?
And Bill, Jamie McMurray bringing that 64 car of Rusty Wallace's down pit road. Now, he was talking about how the car was a little free on this last run on the restart. They're talking about an air pressure adjustment. Now, remember, they did have a crew chief change on this team. As they're up on the wall waiting for him to bring his car down. Now, they were one of the cars that did not pit. He was looking to go to around lap 125, but now they're in that window. If they can get enough cautions, they should be fine. An air pressure adjustment. No chassis adjustments taking place on Jamie's car. Waiting for the front changer to get around. The Jackman has it up. And he's looking to get back to victory lane for Rusty Wallace. If he does, it'll be his 8th career win in the NASCAR Busch Series. Back at Bristol in a moment.
We've completed a lap and a half under green, and it has been dramatic at the front. Denny Hamlin, the new leader.
And David Stremme's crying. He got hung on the outside. Oh, he may get a break here.
If he does not get in line.
Yeah, he's going to be in big trouble.
It's Ryan Newman in the 39. Stremme, who was the race leader.
Thought he was going to get a break, but he's going to lose a lot of positions right now. Hung on the outside, BP.
Not good.
Jamie McMurray, who was running second, pitted, is now 28. He's on the Skinner strategy.
And what happened to Stremme? A slow car, Robert Presley, started on the inside on the green flag. Stremme was on the outside. He couldn't beat him down in turn 1. And that slow car beat him through the corner. And he's being freight trained by one car after another. He's finally back in line.
Got him behind Harvick, in front of Bobby Labonte.
Now he's got to just calm down and start to refocus a little bit, because you're in a panic when you're outside on that high line and you can't get down.
From the lead back to the 8th position. Talking about the 14 car of David Stremme.
Johnny Sauter there in the 1 car, 10 spot.
And there's Denny Hamlin. And I'll tell you, you lose your beat for a second here.
Especially on the restart.
Yeah, you lose a lot of spots.
And Denny Hamlin can't catch Robert Presley. I talked about the slower car. Well, Presley, we told you, was penalized a lap for running the stop and go sign on the end of pit road. That's why he started on the inside, and he's driving away from Denny Hamlin.
Now Kyle Busch, who restarted in 28th on lap 88, has worked his way up to 20th.
Boy, that was close.
That was close
Justin
for everybody.
44. Getting way out of shape.
And Wally, you talked about being lucky. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 81 car was lucky that time, because when those guys got a little bit shaky, he went to the outside and was able to get by 2 cars. Most people would stay on the inside and try to get by those guys. It probably would have been a wreck. I think he got lucky.
Junior in the 81. That's another penalty you pay, though, for being stuck in the back of the field here. There's a lot of traffic back there. There's Kyle Busch in the 5 inside of Ashton Lewis Jr.
And that's about the 17th or 18th position right there that Kyle Busch is working. So he's moving forward, AB.
Yeah, Kyle is kind of gave his team a little pep talk just before they went back under the green flag, guys. Listening to his team's radio. He and crew chief Chad Walters, the spotter, all talking about, we've got a long way to go, a lot of racing left. Let's see what we can do with it. Let's see what we can get out of it.
That race car is awfully good.
Yeah. Busch was 18th last time by. Truex Jr. had worked his way back up to 19th after the commitment line violation. Earnhardt Jr. up to 22nd after restarting 33rd.
There's Truex following him through and hoping Kyle will just open up the door for him.
Open the door for Tony Raines. It's Tony in 33 car. David Green at 27 now trying his best.
Denny Hamlin, the race leader, but in lots of traffic, followed by Michael Waltrip. Through the field, we hope, when we come back. Still under green here at Bristol, but Steve Grissom, the former series champion, coasting back to pit road after smoking heavily down the front stretch and into turns 1 and 2. But we stay under green.
Every indication the engine broke on the 49 car.
Denny Hamlin is the race leader. Michael Waltrip is right behind him. Let's take you through the field, starting with Denny Hamlin and Marty Snyder.
Bill, an impressive run for the 24-year-old Virginia native Denny Hamlin. They pitted on lap 38. They are planning one more stop today. His car was a little loose on the first run so far. He likes the way it's handling on this run. Alan?
Now, Michael Waltrip also pitted on lap 38. Anytime after lap 125, there's a caution. We might see this team on pit road for the final time in the race. Matt?
Ryan Newman runs third, trying for his first Busch short track win. The concern before his pit stop, the car was loose. Now he says, Dave, it's way too tight.
Just checked with crew chief Trip Bruce on Casey Kane's car. They do need some more caution, but they've laid their strategy. They're going to try to stay out the rest of the night.
Greg Biffle is running 50. Just called in on the radio to his crew chief, Newton Moore. The back end of his car wiggling a little bit in the center of the corners, but it's not bad, Marty.
Alan, here comes Kevin Harvick. He restarted 16th, actually 15th when the rains came back. He's now up into the top 10, actually in 6th position. Car very good. He said the track has more grip than he thought. Alan?
Just before the restart from the rain delay, Carl Edwards called into his crew chief and said, check the weather radar. If there's going to be rain coming, it kind of changes how you drive. That's something to think about, Matt.
David Stremme freight train still running in the 8th position since the car is just a tick free. Crew chief Randy Cox. Anytime now we get a caution, expect to see the 14 out pit road, Dave.
Bobby Labonte pitted on lap 36. He had a tight race car. They made a change for that. Now he has a loose race car. They need to go back the other way just a bit. Marty?
Dave, Johnny Sauter loves this short track racing. His car was loose earlier on. They have some momentum. 3 top 10s in their last 4 races. Bill?
Thanks, Marty. Denny Hamlin continues to lead. Michael Waltrip continues to apply the pressure. Then it's Newman, Kane, and Biffle. Let's continue to go through the field, Alan.
I know what you were trying to say there.
Thank you.
Hey, Kenny Wallace got sung to on Tuesday. They were singing happy birthday. Turned 42. He's running 11th now. Former winner here at Bristol. He'd like to get a big trophy for a birthday present. Marty?
Alan, when this run started, Clint Boyer tried to follow his teammate Kevin Harvick up to the field. Harvick was just too fast. Boyer says his car is starting to get loose like it did in the first run. Alan?
Well, I talked with Jason Keller before this race. He said he had a very good car. He was excited about tonight. He's shown it since this restart, running good lap times. He's moved up to 13th. Marty?
Since the red flag was lifted, 22nd to 14th for J.J. Yaley, though his car just now told the team starting to get a little bit tight. This is the car that took him to a career best 4th at Milwaukee. Alan?
I don't think there's any question. The man on the move right now is Kyle Busch. After pitting before pit road was open, he was kicked back to 29th place. That's where he restarted for the rain. Kyle right now running all the way up to 15th, Dave.
Mike Wallace running the 38 car this weekend. He was good, so they made no changes on their last pit stop. He's picked up 2 positions since the restart. As for the 8 car of Martin Truex Jr., he restarted 25th. He's picked up 8 positions. Martin's car working very well. Alan?
Caution. Got a car in trouble, Bill.
Paul Menard was slow and now has made contact with the wall.
I'm not sure he hadn't had that problem going on.
Yeah,
for a
broke
long
right
time.
going in on the right front, it looks like.
Because he went down a lap. He was junk all of a sudden for about 10 or 15 laps. He just went straight to the back.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of damage to that car. Wow. Marty.
Hey guys, he had been reporting a vibration for about 20 laps, and crews were in fact telling their drivers the 11 is very slow on the racetrack. Obviously the vibration was a tire problem for Paul Menard. They'll bring it to pit road.
Thanks, Marty.
Or something worse.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was a tire. It could have been a tire, but it could have been something else that broke on that car.
And he's taking the car directly behind the wall to, I guess, the transporter. They'll obviously take a look and try to repair it, but I don't see any way.
No lucky dog, because the lucky dog would have been car number
11.
Yes.
Can't be the lucky dog if you're a bad dog.
So we've passed halfway. 139 laps complete.
I would think a lot of people are going to pit right now.
Marty?
Well, Bill, Denny Hamlin is your leader. He said, you know, I need to be a little bit tighter in the center of the corner. Otherwise, we're fine. The car handling very good. They are going to make a chassis adjustment on the car. It's going to be a wedge adjustment, trying to loosen up that 20 car in the middle of the corner, just a little bit for Denny, and a 4-tire stop. An impressive run so far for this young man out of Virginia. Dave?
Martin Truex's car was not good enough to go to the end of the race. His car had turned tight. They want to make an adjustment of air pressure in this car to make it faster, to try to win the race, not just ride around the rest of the night.
Dave is trimming his team up on the wall, waiting for him to round the corner, which he does to his pit box. His first stop tonight says the car is good. They were talking about adjustments earlier. He has waved that off, Alan. No changes for the 14th.
Track bar adjustment on Michael Waltrip's car. He waved off a drink. They will pit for the final time in this race, just past halfway, and looking to get off pit road as good as they could and keep as much track position as they can. They pitted from 2nd place.
So Michael Waltrip heads back out on the track. Ryan Newman has scored the race leader as Truex and Earnhardt head off of pit road. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
Oh, this ought to be interesting. He backed off a little bit.
It was Robert Presley charging up the inside of that 46 car.
He was not able to get his lap back because Menard was the, now he goes up the racetrack. Menard was the first car lap down as he crashed a moment ago. That's why Presley not able to get his lap back.
He could have got one of them back if he would have stayed in the gas. He timed that just right on that restart.
He almost had a time too good, though.
Yeah, that's why he backed off, because he knew he was going to pull one over.
Don't beat the leader to the line on the restart. So Ryan Newman leads, going for 3 in a row in the Busch Series. Casey Kane is in 2nd place with the lapped car of Presley between the leader and Kane.
Presley's car looks pretty good. He's going to get his lap back.
I'm saying Robert looks like he's on a mission.
If he doesn't run over Ryan Newman.
You know, if Kane thought he was faster than the 39, he definitely is going to think he's faster than Robert Presley.
It looks to me like Robert Presley, the 46, is faster than Ryan Newman.
There he is. He's taking a look underneath. Oh, that's shutting the door.
Matt?
Ryan's father, Greg, told him the distance behind, the cars behind him. He said, look, the 46 has fresher tires, and there's a car on his bumper trying to stay on the bottom.
Got to be careful, Matt. That car with fresher tires doesn't run you over, though, especially getting into the corners. It doesn't take much, you know, just to be underneath the guy and then turn him.
And Robert Presley is a...
aggressive.
There you go. Aggressive driver.
And I see some rain. The caution flag is out. And that's why...
Yellow flag's out. Yellow's out.
And that's why Ryan Newman was racing so hard, because he did not want to get freight trained. If Presley got under him, then Casey Kane would get by, probably Biffle and Harvick.
The caution is for rain. We are past the halfway mark. This is an official event.
But Presley got his lap back.
Robert Presley is the ballpark Frank lucky dog. So now he gets to, the good news is you're on the lead lap.
The bad news is it's raining.
You're 32nd and it's raining. So Robert Presley back in the Busch Series where he had so much success. Take a look at that last restart there, Wally.
Yeah, you can see Robert was coming, and he was like, yep, green's out. But he checked up right here. He knew that he was going to get in trouble for that one.
That was really, it was a very good restart on Robert Presley's part, because you're right. All he had to do is stand on the gas a little bit, and he would have been black flagged by NASCAR, and I see lots of rain now.
Sure do. Well, 3 straight wins has been done 5 times in the Busch Series. Junior most recently in '99. Ryan Newman trying to do it tonight. The all-time record for consecutive wins in the Busch Series is 4. You want to take a crack at that one, BP? Who might have done that?
What's that?
4 consecutive wins in the Busch Series. That's the record.
4 consecutive.
Yeah. You have to go back to 1983.
Harry Gant.
No, Sam Ard.
Sam Ard,
Yeah.
okay. It's either Harry Gant, Sam Ard, or Mark Martin.
Yeah. If you got Busch Series trivia, those are 3 good A, B, and C choices. All right, Alan, you got good news or bad news?
This is where we play meteorologist, and this would not be good news, Bill. If we look on the weather radar right in the back of the NASCAR Busch Series truck, if you could see the bullseye circles there at the center of the bullseye circles is where the racetrack is, and all that blue and green junk to the left of it there, that's rain.
So this right here would be, hang on, guys.
Hang on, Goat. Bring that shot right back to him.
There.
Draw.
I think I can see the bullseye. Okay, here's the bullseye right here.
Bullseye in the...
Right.
Got it? Got it? Okay.
I got it.
Now,
Now wait, so we got lots of rain here, some lightning in here.
Yeah.
But what do we want to see?
And you know,
we want to see that, but that's not going to happen.
You want to know the other way that I know that it's raining, guys?
Go ahead. How?
Your ankle hurts?
This puddle I'm standing in the middle of, there's water drops falling into it.
Wow.
My mom would be so disappointed. I'm standing in the middle of the puddles.
Well, when Weber was down there, he used to walk on water, so.
Oh, jeez. It is soggy out there. Man, oh, man. You want to clear the telestrator there because you put Kevin Harvick's number up there.
No, I didn't do that.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
Okay, sorry.
See, when you put the pen back up,
yeah,
you hit
I did.
the 29 on the side.
There's just a lot of stuff on this thing.
You just like playing with a telestrator. But Kurt Busch did too when he was up here, didn't he? Under caution, unfortunately for rain, Ryan Newman is the leader.
And Bill, I'm just noticing that Truex is in front of Kyle Busch.
Yes.
When we last saw them, wasn't Kyle Busch in front of Truex?
They'd been back and forth a couple of times based on what lap they were running on. So we've completed 164 laps. And here's what we've seen. 43 cars taking the green flag. Lap 21, trouble for the young guy.
Clay Rogers, 91 car, gets bumped by Stanton Barrett in the wall.
A lot of bumping going on. Jason Leffler, 32, gets back in LaJoy. Collects John Wood, but could have been a lot worse.
Lap Lap 63, Reed Sorensen brought out the caution. And this is where the trouble began on pit road. There's Busch coming to pit road. Truex changing his mind, but too late.
And you can see the red flags are waving. The red light was on. And then Kevin Moss throws the red flag.
And we went back to green flag racing. Lap 97, Stanton Barrett into the wall.
Oh, right front, looked like a right front problem.
And Paul Menard.
Broken upper control arm on this 11 car.
Pretty unusual.
Yeah, he was struggling with that though for a while.
Yeah.
He dropped back through the pack.
They have refired the cars here at Bristol, and they will send them back out on the track. And they'll probably run a handful of laps under the caution. Help dry the track.
Kenny Wallace can't wait.
I think Harvick's pretty excited about getting this restarted. Currently fourth. He's been watching what's going on in front of him. We are told they cannot find Derek Cope.
Well, that's what I thought would happen the last time. They found them all.
He, driver of car 28. 5 laps down, so they're going to have to push his car out of the way and then send the rest of the field on their way. Derek Cope scored in 37th position. Can't find him.
He's around here somewhere. Looks like when he heard that noise, he would have rushed.
Yeah, that, you mean the noise of the engines refiring?
Uh-huh.
That'd be a good indication that it's time to get to your car.
You would think.
Hearing that Michael Waltrip may need a little help from a wrecker to get his car restarted.
Okay, we're rolling. Come on, wrecker, let's go. Push.
Ever so gently. Any chance this won't refire, BP?
Oh, no, it's going.
Okay.
That was easy.
It sure was.
Here's the car with no driver.
Wally?
Derek on his way home to Charlotte, perhaps.
They get our command for performance award for getting that yellow flag back out there, and pretty soon, hopefully, the green. Hurry up, you guys. Come on.
And Kevin's heart was broken when it rained the last time.
What they want is the cars to bunch up to stay very tight on the racetrack to try and keep all that heat in one area, so when they circle the track, it helps dry it out. So Newman got refired. Michael Waltrip did not. Dave?
Hey guys, one of the things we're reminding the drivers down here is when the jet dryers are in their vicinity, keep their visors closed, because those jet dryers blow a lot of stuff around, and if they blow something right in their eye, it's something they can't get out, they could be in big trouble as far as vision is concerned. Wally, that ever happened to you?
Yes, it has, actually, Dave. When they put Speedy Dry down on the racetrack especially, and then they had the dryers out, and you would go by, and that stuff would actually blow in your hoses that would blow even through the helmet. Even if you had your visor down, sometimes it goes in through your helmet hose and gets stuck in your eye.
Yeah, it was a real bad problem back when we used to use open face helmets with the bubble goggles, and it didn't fit tightly enough around your nose, and we're always getting something in your helmet.
I bet that was pleasant.
It was not very good.
Don't forget, tomorrow night, the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on TNT. The Sharpie 500 with a front row of Matt Kenseth and Jeff Gordon. Field will be shown 2 to go this time at the line.
Now, there may be a little bit more urgency on this restart, BP.
Could be, because looks like it might go to green the rest of the way now.
Got some good cars in the back, and they're thinking it's going to rain again, and they better hurry.
So Harvick in the 21 will definitely be on Biffle's bumper.
And Casey Kane, that 6 car, will definitely be on the rear bumper of the 39 car of Ryan Newman.
Kurt Busch, who was with us earlier, explained that Ryan Newman can be a difficult driver to pass sometimes.
He just races so hard.
Yes, he does.
Just races everybody. It doesn't matter who runs across him. He's going to race them hard.
Well, when you talked to him a few minutes ago, he had all the scenarios already playing out in his head. He knew he was going to get freight trained. He knew he had to keep Presley behind him. He knew Presley would still be the lucky dog. Field out of turn 4 to get the 1 to go signal. So they will come around to complete lap 171 and get the green. Scheduled distance 250 laps.
So 79 laps to go, but we haven't seen all the caution flags yet, I'm sure. Hope no more red flags.
I agree with you on that. Truex Jr., championship leader, will restart 14th. Kyle Busch 15th. Earnhardt Jr. 16th.
I really appreciate the fact that no slow cars have pulled up beside off Ryan Newman. They're letting these fast cars in front decide this amongst themselves.
So it basically will be a single file restart. Ryan Newman slowly out of 4, waiting, and the green flag is out. Boy, they got bunched up behind him, didn't they?
Yeah, he brought him down pretty slow.
Boy, Martin Truex Jr. busted a move on the inside.
Kyle Busch right there, right behind him, the 5 car. He's going to go underneath Truex, possibly.
Back about 14th, 15th, 16th. On board with Kyle Busch. Was the pole sitter tonight.
And the 5 car just doesn't have the speed now that he had earlier in the day.
Bobby Labonte in the 19, and Earnhardt Jr.
Boy, you just don't want to slip up right now. Getting that high line. Like Bobby Labonte just did. Yep, he got back down.
Jason Keller in 35 trying to take advantage of him.
Johnny Sauter in the 1. Clint Boyer in the 2 for 5th spot.
Marty?
Johnny Sauter and Clint Boyer, talked to both of them during the rain delay, Bill. They both said they wanted to go back to green. Sauter said, you know, it'd be nice to get a top 5 and leave here and have it rain, but I think that we have a better car than that. Clint Boyer said, I know our car gets better the longer it runs. Both of these cars would love to see this race go to 250 laps.
Boyer trying to make the move on the inside of the 1.
Oh, we got trouble off turn 4.
Kyle Busch. Several cars are in it. Sterling Marlin, David Green. Kyle Busch is done for the night.
That's the problem, being in the back like that. Working your way up.
And a mistake is what put him there.
You know, I talked to Big Randy, the shop foreman on the Busch Series for the number 5 car. He told me at Watkins Glen that had 33 wrecked race cars. And they wrecked one there. So this is the 35th wrecked race car they've had this year. So Randy, I feel your pain.
Well, Kurt Busch was up here earlier and talked about losing that car. And this is another one that's, what did he say? It goes out to the green field. See if we can tell what happened here.
Looks like J.J. Yaley is going to get punted by someone.
Tony Raines. And then Kyle had no place to go.
Sterling Marlin, 40 cars involved. David Green at 27.
There you see Kyle in the 5 car. Well, he got tagged.
And you'll have that here at Bristol.
Yeah, especially on a restart, you're jamming. There's on board Kyle.
Outside on corner, coming back, corner, watch it.
Man.
Guys, let's get them fixed up here. Kyle, if you can drive that thing, drive it right around.
This is on board with Stacy Compton.
it down, back it down, back it down.
Ran into David Green, part of the chain reaction.
Stay low right there.
And somehow Kenny Wallace in that 22 car looked like he was able to stop.
Kyle Busch climbing out. Just not his night. Sat on the pole. Now walks away. The frustration shows, but he gets another crack at it tomorrow night in the next Hell Cup race here at Bristol. Michael Waltrip in the 99 car is the lucky dog. Let's check in with Marty.
Yeah, Bill, in that last restart, Kevin Harvick not very happy with Ryan Newman. When this caution came out, almost immediately, Harvick came on the radio, told his team, listen, tell NASCAR to do something about the 39. He brought us way too slow to that restart. Dave?
Marty, you know, good fortune can really help you win a championship, and Martin Truex has had a lot of that this year. He's had more tonight, I guess basically every other lap here at Bristol. But on lap 138, when they pitted some 5 hours ago or so, they got the left rear tire back and realized it was down on air pressure. They were debating whether or not to come in that pit stop. They did, and they had that bit of good fortune. Then recently, he got through that wreck. His crew saying to him, we don't know how you did it, but you got through clean. Good job. So good fortune for the championship leader tonight.
Thanks, Dave. How about that restart?
Well, Ryan did bring him down slow. He brought him down late. He didn't get on the throttle until he was quite past the restart line, which I guess you can do. I mean, it's your choice on where you want to. Its vicinity is pretty broad.
It's pretty vague. And one thing he did was he didn't gradually build up and then accelerate. He just nailed it all of a sudden.
So everybody in the back's anticipating where everybody's been restarting all night, and that's when you get into that accordion deal.
So Newman continues to lead. Some of the cars opting to pit.
I said that Kenny Wallace seemed to get through the crash, but looks like he's got some heavy front end damage, doesn't it, Alan?
Yeah, and the result is very severe overheating problems. 270 and climbing. This is his third pit stop. They're trying to cut some sort of opening in the front of the car where the grill opening used to be, that is now smashed down flat like a Saturday morning pancake breakfast. And they're going to go a lap down.
And he's going to lose a lot of points here too, Alan. Right now, 6th in the championship chase.
Yeah, and he was 5th starting the day. And just before the restart from that last rain shower, Bill was talking about, we can get 4th in points by the time this night is done. How many laps later? And look at this. That's Bristol for you.
So Kenny Wallace is going to spend some points here at Bristol. Michael Waltrip back on pit road.
We've got a water hose that's taped up against the hedge. We've got to pull behind the wall, fix it.
And as they run right now, the Busch Series Championship standings. Boyer 184 back.
So Kenny Wallace was thinking we could get to 4th, and instead he's going to go backwards to 6th.
Yes, he is. Ashton Lewis clinging to that 10th spot. Just 18 points in front of Jason Keller right now. Wallace.
Did he have a front bumper camera as well? Yes, he did.
All right, buddy, they got a couple hundred. Got one spinning off of 4 here. Slow down, easy.
Oops. I think that got a fuel cell.
Well, that camera lasted a lot longer than I thought it would. So Kenny Wallace sits back in the garage. We're under caution once again at Bristol. TNT Sports live at the Bristol Motor Speedway. NASCAR Busch Series Racing, Food City 250. We're under caution, multi-car incident, and a brief shower that moved over the track while the cars stayed out there.
But it stopped raining. And I think we're going to be back racing in just a couple of laps. That would be my prediction.
Well,
One to go when you get here.
There you go. And I did not have advanced knowledge.
Marty.
Well, guys, Kevin Harvick certainly glad we're going back racing. He said we need to get going, telling his team that they need rubber on the racetrack. Kevin said without rubber on the racetrack, the track has too much grip. When the track gets slick, his car gets better. So the longer they were under caution, Kevin felt the race was slipping away from him. Now they're going green. Might play into his hands a little bit.
So they get the one to go. Set up this restart for me.
I can't. I don't know what Newman's going to do on this one.
Could you try and do something different?
Well, yeah, you would, but he didn't do it. I don't think he did anything wrong. I mean, you can start it the way you want.
What if you're behind him?
Then you're in trouble.
Okay.
I mean, it's so difficult to anticipate a restart the way he did it last time.
Okay.
But that's why he did it.
And that's exactly.
Because he'd like to bring him down slow and then just jump on the gas and go.
Yeah, and then he's got a 4 or 5 car length lead, you know, going into turn 1.
Okay, well, Casey Kane right behind him in second, then Biffle, Harvick, and Johnny Sauter.
But when you're behind him, you got to kind of learn from your mistakes.
Yes.
Too, so you got to be ready for it.
Casey Kane right
on your bumper.
That's right, that's what Casey Kane did that time.
Yep, and Biffle might not have been ready, and Harvick thought about making a move. Casey Kane right there.
I tell you, that 6 car is good.
Yep. On board with Kane. Looking at Ryan Newman. This is for the lead. We've had 7 cautions and 2 hours of red flag. We're back under green at Bristol. 56 to go. And here comes Biffle. Right there now on Kane's bumper.
It's like Greg Biffle found a different groove, some different place to run on the racetrack, because he's looking more competitive right now than any time tonight.
I think that's because the 39's holding up everybody.
Yeah.
39 is holding up the 6, so the guys behind him are going to close up. Here comes Harvick.
Yep. This is where Casey's got to almost start forcing the issue a little bit.
Aggressively patient?
Yeah, you need to start getting right up on that river, because if you don't, Biffle's going to get you.
Right. Oh, they're all nose to tail now. Harvick may be laying back just a little bit. Nope, here he is, right on Biffle's bumper.
Because once a guy slides up, he's going to lose a bunch of spots right here, so you want to be nose to tail right now.
And Clint Boyer has gotten to 5th. Matt.
And Ryan Newman can see all those cars in his mirrors. His father Greg just told him the best shot that they're having on you is going into 3. That's where they're the strongest.
Martin Truex Jr. to 11th. Earnhardt Jr. to 12th.
Watch him going into 3 here and see, like Matt said, they're pretty even right there. Looks like the 6 car's getting through the center a little bit better.
Rain.
Is that pray for rain? Or?
That was Ryan's radio, I believe.
I think Ryan Newman realizes if the 6 car does get him up off the bottom of the racetrack, he's going to lose about 5 spots.
Alan?
Hey, you talked about Greg Biffle being in a big hurry after that restart, Bill. Just remember what he told us under the red flag. He thought Kevin Harvick had the fastest car behind him. He felt like he needed to be in a hurry to get around some of these guys to get a little bit of a buffer.
And the 6 car slips off of 4 a little bit and almost lost a spot to Biffle.
And crash. Justin Labonte. That's in turn 2. Caution is out. And Harvick was all over Biffle, and they have a small history here. Relationship, as you might say. Michael Waltrip, once again, will be the lucky dog.
He was 2 down. He was 1 down. Now he's back on the lead lap.
Will be 30th.
Life's good. good, Mikey.
Yep, just chugging along. So Ryan Newman gets another reprieve. Watch the bottom left-hand corner of your screen.
Yeah, 44 looks like he's already sideways right there.
Oh.
He was already helped at that point.
That's the commitment cone. Tonight, 250 laps we hope for the Busch Series. Tomorrow, 500 laps for the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. Our coverage begins at 7 o'clock right here on TNT with the Bank of America countdown to green. Well, he's got Quentin Tarantino in his car.
What else you got on the
piece with Rusty Wallace that Alan did? Looking at Steve trying to advance his racing career. And Rusty getting ready for his last call at Bristol. We'll see what happens. Matt coming around to complete lap 208. Trying to get to 250. Newman brings him to the restart line. Kane trying to creep up. Green's out.
Harvick.
Oh, wow.
Well, he made a dive for the bottom of the racetrack, did Kevin Harvick.
Try to get inside of Biffle.
Here we go for the lead.
No, taking a look.
So Kane all over Newman. Now Biffle will close up on Kane, then Harvick on Biffle. And then Clint Boyer, Johnny Sauter.
Oh, Biffle got a little sideways off turn 2 there.
Like Kane's a little bit better, like I said, right through the center. Just got to have Newman slip up just a little bit.
Somebody makes a mistake here, it's going to be large.
Yeah.
Biffle looking for a way around them both. Matt?
Bill, he commented on the caution. How clean the 6 of Kane had been running him. No Jeff Gordon traditional bump and run yet.
The key word there would be
yet.
Yes. Thank you. Boy, Newman just driving it as hard as he can.
88 or 81, Earnhardt Jr.
Denny
He's
Hamlin.
in the back of that car up a little bit right now. Denny Hamlin's.
It's a battle for the 11th position.
There he goes.
He was actually trying to follow his teammate through, Martin Truex, when he made the pass around Carl Edwards. He did that, but then got shuffled back. Now he'll get back by Denny Hamlin.
Danny's going to have to work hard to get back in line. Dives in front of Bobby Labonte, but can't pull it down, and Labonte's going to fight for that position. They battle back in the pack. There's Truex looking inside of Jamie McMurray.
Battle for the 8th position.
Meanwhile, Kane all over Newman.
Oh, man, he had I thought he was going to get into him going in 3 that time. He looks like he's about a half second a lap faster than Ryan Newman.
Breaks it clean, though.
It's Biffle in the 66. Kane looking at Ryan Newman, the race leader. 33 to go, and they will go by in a hurry at Bristol. About 16 seconds a lap.
Yeah, if you're going to get it done, you want to do it before you catch this traffic, too. This is just going to make it a lot tougher to pass that leader when he's passing traffic. And here he goes. He's got it up. He's got it up there. He's got it up.
Oh, Casey Kane got down on the apron trying to make the save. Spins it. Still no caution. Now it's out. Now the caution is out.
Now, he actually made contact with Newman. That's why he spun.
And to keep from spinning Ryan Newman out, he basically spun himself out.
See the damage there in the right front of the tire.
Got to look at Ray Evernham, his car owner, on the pit box.
Tripp Bruce, the car chief, crew chief, I should say.
It's Evernham's birthday today, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Sure is. It's not a happy birthday. What a great run he gets off turn 2. He's going, and Ryan Newman comes down the hill. Gives him a little bit of room, but not quite enough.
And you could see the contact.
That was a gift for Newman. They could have both wrecked on that one if it wasn't for Casey spinning that car down like that.
So if Casey drives it in there harder, they're both in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, on board the 6th car of Casey Kane. There's Ray Evernham on the left. Kane has been on and off of pit road. Dave?
They were talking about taking 4 tires, Bill, but when they were at the end of the line, they knew that the pace car would be coming out of turn 2. They're here in the backstretch very quickly, so they decided to make the call late. Just before the pace car got to them, they only took 2 right side tires instead of 4.
Thanks, Dave. They'll get the 1 to go this time by when they get to the line. So Casey Kane goes from 2nd right now to 29th.
Oh, man.
So Greg Biffle is now 2nd, Alan.
Yeah, a little radio traffic from Mr. Biffle and his crew chief Newt Moore, and also his spotter high atop this place, said, I hope you know what you're up against. You've been watching it ahead of you for some time. Biffle came back and said, yeah, I see it. And then the crew chief came back and said, I hope they know what they're up against. Marty?
And Alan, some conversations between spotters up on the roof between Kevin Harvick's team and Greg Biffle's team. And Bob Jeffers went over to Joel Edmonds, the spotter for Greg Biffle, and said, is your radio broken? Because they made some contact, and the right front fender on the 21 car a little bit caved in, but it should not be a problem. Kevin, as you can imagine, wasn't very happy about it.
Coming to get the green. Mark Green was the lucky dog. He comes around, becomes the 31st car on the lead lap.
And the 6th car, Casey Kane, is going to get lapped because he's going down pit road. He can only go 30 miles per hour. These guys are going to jump on it. And Biffle, careful.
Harvick inside of Biffle for 2nd. Look out.
Oh, that's so close.
And that's Kane. Let's see how he treats Newman.
And a car on the wall in the backstretch.
And the caution is out. Ashton Lewis Jr. And I want to keep an eye on the 6 and the 39 up there at the front. Looks like Harvick also had a message for Biffle. Last 25 laps are going to be fun.
Yeah.
And guess who the lucky dog is?
Casey Kane.
Yep. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do much with it.
No, you're right.
It's a quickie yellow, meaning anyone can pit if they really want to. Let's see if we can see what happened to Ashton Lewis. Top of the screen, all by himself. Around he goes.
Almost looked like what just happened to Casey Kane and Ryan Newman. Like he may have been leaning on somebody's left rear.
Tell you what, that inside wall at Bristol catches a lot of race cars.
Got Tony Stewart in practice. Tony in a backup car for tomorrow's race. The championship leader starts at the back of the field.
Here's the caution flag is out, so Harvick is going to drive up beside of Biffle and say, come on, man, quit chopping me off like that.
Those two drivers have a history that goes back to a short track in California a number of years ago.
But this was here.
Yep. Harvick in the AC Delco uniform. And this is here after a Busch race.
Congratulating each other.
Yeah. Showing him how tight his car was. Wasn't he there? Yeah. Talking about that. Allen.
Hey, Biffle on his radio said nothing about Harvick under this caution. He's complaining about Ryan Newman and the way that he's been conducting the restarts, saying that that whole jam up into turn 1 with he and Harvick has been Newman's fault.
Watch the restart. Here we go again. 23 to go.
Clear by 1. All clear. Clear by 1.
Newman gets away a little bit this time.
Basically, restart's different every time.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a different restart. He stood on the gas, accelerated a little sooner.
Matt.
They passed along a message from NASCAR saying they didn't like his restart. Newman said, I am not brake checking anyone. I am the race leader. I'm starting in the vicinity. He just restarts the vicinity different every time.
A different vicinity.
I mean, Matt's right. Like I said, it doesn't say exactly where he has to start.
Right. Because if you knew exactly where it was going to start, you'd be able to time it.
This is going to get interesting right here.
It is.
Biffle in the 66, Ryan Newman in front of him. Whoa. That's Harvick in the 21 in third, Clint Boyer in fourth. To go, and you cannot wait very long at Bristol, because if you do, you run out of laps.
20 laps go by quickly.
Biffle trying to close back in, and Harvick trying to rope in the front two.
Biffle split up the racetrack. You know, it took 2 or 3 laps to get back to Ryan Newman. That's a problem.
Well, Biffle's right there now. He saw what happened with Casey Kane.
They're going to be coming up on traffic here pretty quick.
Caution is out.
Carl Edwards might have spun. See, the roof flap is up on the car on the left rear, so good indication
that he was going the wrong way at some point.
At some point in time.
Yes, sir.
He's got a tear in his rear bumper, too.
So that would kind of tell you that he got help from Junior, maybe.
Yep, exactly what it was. Good save.
It was a good save.
Under caution for the 11th time. 14 is the record.
Truex was trying to get under Tony Raines, and he backed off the throttle. Carl backed off the throttle, and there's Tony Raines. There's Truex. Truex backs off, and when he makes contact, Carl backed off, and as you say, well, the accordion got to Carl Edwards.
Dave Burns.
Yeah, and Martin Truex was trying for quite a while. Well, actually, we haven't been green that many laps, but he's trying to get around the 33. And comments from crew chief Kevin Mannion, that 33 is hard to pass. And as we saw right there, he was.
I tell you what, they're all hard to pass with 20 laps, 15 laps to go, Marty.
BP, a lot of traffic on the radio. People mad at each other. People mad about the way Ryan Newman's restarting. People mad about people chopping people off. And Kevin Harvick's mad at Greg Biffle, and Biffle's mad at Newman. So sounds like we're racing at Bristol to me. What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Sounds just like Bristol.
Think we'll see more of this tomorrow night?
No. No, it'll be nice and easy tomorrow night.
Greg Biffle's best Bristol finish in 8 races here in the Busch Series, 3rd. Currently 2nd, wants to be 1st, wants to get around Ryan Newman.
He better get it done in a hurry. Running out of time.
Well, if it's going to happen, it's going to be on the restart. And Ryan Newman has been very tricky with his restart.
You know,
and I'm not indicting him for anything. I'm saying
but he's also running a good line. I mean, he may be a little bit slower than Biffle, but you know what? He's keeping the car down on the bottom, and he hasn't made any mistakes.
I don't think we've seen the last caution.
That would be my guess.
I think the next one might involve guys up front. Truex Jr. up to 7th in and has now stretched his championship lead over Boyer to 190 after Clint had closed in when Martin was in the back of the pack. Dale Earnhardt Jr. up to 8th.
It was David Green, the Lucky Dog award winner.
It's Mark Green, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mark Green. Oh, Mark Green, I'm sorry. Yeah.
There's Mark Green, Jeff Green, who's in tomorrow's race, and David Green. They're all brothers from Owensboro.
And Jeff Green was in tonight's race.
Yes.
The 43 car.
And he's the only one of the brothers that'll be in the race tomorrow. Which is actually later today.
Which is later on.
Yes. So we'll be back here later today, 7 o'clock Eastern time for the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series.
All right, lights are out up top the pace car, truck. We have 11 laps to go.
Watch the restart by Newman and watch Biffle and Harvick right behind him. There's the vicinity, and there goes Ryan. Got away clean. Harvick thinking about making the charge into 1, does not. As soon as Biffle catches him, hang on.
10 to go. Catching him.
That figure could change tonight. Biffle trying to get there.
And Newman is he's running a good line.
Yes, he is.
It's going to be very hard to pass unless you make contact.
Almost impossible to pass unless the contact is made.
Oh! Like that.
Yep.
Tony Raines up the hill.
Now the patience runs out at this point.
Biffle's right there.
Oh, he is right there.
Here it comes. Backed off.
Going in there so hard. He's sliding up the racetrack in 1 and 2, and he may lose the spot to Harvick if he keeps doing that.
Bumper to bumper to bumper, 4 cars.
That car looks loose, too.
Yes,
Biffle's car looks really loose.
Does not look as good as
another
it did.
yellow.
Caution.
Caution is out. J.J. Yaley. Joel Kaufman in the 12.
His arm hurts.
His arm must hurt.
All right.
Casey Kane looks like going by J.J. Yaley.
What was that?
J.J. was trying to get down to the inside to follow the 6 car and avoid being freight train, but came down a little too soon.
Our 12th caution of the evening. And we've got another look.
It's Todd Bodine in 34. He and J.J. make contact. That allowed the 6 car to get on the inside of him.
Okay, that makes a little bit of sense now. Yaley feels like he's getting beat up by Casey Kane, so he's going to start messing back with him a little bit and cost him. Is that how you see it, Bill?
Kind of took himself out of the race right there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Looks like he was trying to hook that 6 car on the right rear.
And that would fall under the experience category.
All right, it's going to be 2 laps of green flag racing.
You want to bet?
Yeah, I'll take the under.
Okay. There's going to be 1 attempt.
Yes.
At a green-white checker.
Well, we're not quite there yet.
Well,
you're right. Now they have, because we're coming around to complete 248.
Okay, now the restart's going to be interesting.
Yes.
Because Biffle's got to be on top of it.
So there'll be one attempt, as BP said, at a green-white checkered finish.
And this thing's going to be over.
Yeah.
Promise?
Promise. In about 3 more laps, 4 more laps, we're going to know who the winner is.
And then there's going to be a lot of fun. AB?
A surprisingly subdued Greg Biffle on the radio. His only comments during this entire caution, I'm there, I just get tight. Means he's losing the air on the hood of that car and having trouble cutting underneath Newman as he'd like to.
Harvick's going to charge into one.
Yeah.
Because he can see what's happening with Biffle's car, right?
Right. Then he's going to slide up the racetrack. He's going to hope he can get underneath him. Right, Marty?
That's exactly right. Like a bull, he will charge into one. But the problem is, Harvick said it earlier, every time their car gets rolling, the caution comes out. And it takes 3 or 4 laps for his car to get going. I don't think green-white checkered is what Kevin wanted to see. Again, he wanted this thing to stay green. He was about ready to pass Biffle, he said on the radio.
Field has gotten the one to go, BP.
But Marty, you're exactly right. All these cars, the first 2 or 3 laps, they space out. They do not run bumper to bumper the first 2 or 3 laps. So it looks like it's Newman, Biffle, Harvick, Boyer. Looks like that's where they're going to finish.
One attempt at a green-white checkered finish. If the caution comes out after the green, the race is over.
That's the way they're going to finish if they're all polite.
Newman brings them out of 4 to the restart line. Newman gets away cleanly.
Yep, good restart.
I've been wondering why Biffle has been laying back on the restarts. Now I understand. He's trying to lay back to get some clean, fresh air to be able to close on the back bumper on the 39 car.
Last lap. Watch the last turn on the last lap.
Tell you what, give Newman a lot of credit. Well.
No, Biffle's not going to do it. Ryan Newman wins 3 in a row and takes the checkered flag at Bristol.
That was a good job, because Newman didn't have the fastest car there.
Now there are cars all over the place. Somebody is spun down between 1 and 2.
At least the caution flag won't be out.
That's correct. Matt?
Bill, Roy McCauley, this team. Roy, what a night. You survived a lot of cautions and a great job by your driver.
Well, I got to tell you, the Alltel Dodge, it wasn't perfect, but we worked with it all night. Ryan I can't say enough about him. I want to thank the Alltel Cup team, Matt Moreland, Mike Nelson. Those guys really helped us out. We try to help them as much. They're great teammates. Ryan is just awesome. Can't say enough about the Penske organization either.
3 in a row.
Yeah, pretty neat, huh? Pretty neat. It was nice to get another one for Alltel.
And the first win for Dodge at Bristol in the NASCAR Busch Series in 47 races. A Reese's Big Cup winner, Ryan Newman, for the 3rd consecutive NASCAR Busch Series race. Started 3rd and starts 3rd tomorrow, which is today. Thank you. Later. His 4th career win in the NASCAR Busch Series. And he heads for victory lane. Led the last 113 laps. And one guy trying to get around him was Greg Biffle. Marty?
Bill, Greg Biffle finishes 2nd tonight, and what a frustrating end to that race for you guys, huh?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it kept getting all those caution flags. That's kind of sucked, but Duraflame car was really good today. I mean, the guys did a great job. That rain delay, it was pretty tough, but he's protected the bottom, so to speak, but I was having to do the same thing. Kevin Harvick had a few good runs on me, and he let me go, but you just got to protect the bottom here, and it's tough. Brian was really slow. We were way faster than that, but just can't get the run off the corner to get beside him. So fun night here at Bristol. Hopefully tomorrow night will be just as fun.
All right, 2nd for Biffle tonight. Let's run over here to Kevin Harvick, and And Kev, kind of a frustrating end of the race for you as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know, I don't know if Biffle's eyes were shut or what the deal was, but he kept chopping me off, knocked the right front fender in, and we got a little bit tight. But we needed those long runs. We needed to keep going and you know, stay on the green. But good night for the Reese's Chevrolet.
All right, and why are you parked here, Kev?
This is where they're taking us to the gas pumps.
All right, we got the explanation. He's parked, oddly enough, right in front of Greg Biffle, so the 66 car may not go anywhere. And Dave Burns is in victory lane with a happy Ryan Newman.
He is happy, Marty, climbing out of the car now. He actually got a shot of Gatorade over at his friends first, and now they get him back here in victory lane for the third week in a row. Roy McCauley steps in, says hey, says thanks, and can you believe 3 in a row? Road course, big track, short track?
Well, obviously the cautions played to our benefit tonight. We had to be in the right place at the right time. You can call it lucky if you want, but the Altel Dodge was good. Overcompensated a little bit on the adjustment there, that one stop that we had, but just a great run for us to get the Altel Dodge in victory lane.
You had a few guys behind you unhappy about your restarts. Was that strategy on your part?
Well, I never brake checked, and they always talk about not brake checking. I never brake checked. I picked my point. I mean, they give you a point on the wall to pick from, and I'm, variated it the way I wanted to, and I thought I did just fine.
Ryan Newman, Busch Series winner for the third week in a row.
Thank you, Dave. Take a look at the results from tonight's NASCAR Busch Series race here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Ryan Newman holds off Greg Biffle, Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer, and Johnny Sauter. Great run back to the front. Martin Truex, the championship leader, gets home 6th. Earnhardt Jr. did the same thing. McMurray, Raines, and Bobby Labonte, the top 10.
Reed Sorensen comes back to finish 11th after having to start 42nd.
Jason Keller trying to make the top 10 in the championship race.
Mike Wallace's first ride in the 38 car finishes 14th.
Casey Kane only got back up to 19th. Had a car that could win the race tonight.
Green brothers, David and Mark, 27th and 28th. J.J. Yaley back in 30th after that late race spin. And everybody else, 1 lap or more off the pace, including Kenny Wallace, who came in 5th in the championship standings. Kyle Busch started on the pole. Clay Rogers, an early caution, finishes 43rd. And the championship standings after 26 of 35 races in the NASCAR Busch Series. Truex by 194 over Clint Boyer. Denny Hamlin swapped spots with Kenny Wallace. David Green, David Stremme up a couple. Paul Menard fell out of the race, and Jason Keller 10th in points. Tomorrow, it's the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. Later, today, thank you. It's the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series. Sharpie 500 at 7 o'clock Eastern Time right here on TNT, beginning with the Bank of America countdown to green. Well, you got to give NASCAR credit. They got in all 250 laps, plus 2 bonus laps, despite 2 hours of red flag because of the rain. A lot of cautions, a lot of disappointment, a lot of patience, and a lot of good strength from Ryan Newman, who wins 3 in a row. We'll see you tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern Time for the Sharpie 500 on TNT. Good night from Bristol.